I think with every project you do, there's a process that is intrinsically of the place that you do it in. When we went to the Lumara site originally, it's very close to the coast. So the coastal influence in the building is very obvious. It's in those curved wave forms that create the sculptural spine that runs up the elevation of the building. The building really feels effortless, but it also feels almost organic and kind of alive in its own sort of form. My name's Dee Passenger. I'm a principal at Cottee Parker. I've been the lead of the interiors for Lumara and working with the architectural team to deliver this beautiful project. It's been really interesting because we do a lot of work on the Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast, Brisbane, and even nationally to see this unique language that has kind of grown out of the Gold Coast architecture. We've gone away from sort of square boxes. Everything feels far more sort of natural and free-flowing and allows the sort of the breezes and that coastal sort of lifestyle to kind of flow around it. It feels relaxed. It feels aspirational. It feels like the place you want to live. 5 Point came to Cottee Parker to work with us to develop a project hand in hand. I think this has been an amazing experience with 5 Point because of their construction knowledge. We've been able to bring our smarts and their smarts together in a project that will be realised with all of the detail intact, and that's rare.
I'm Damien Dove, founder and managing director of 5 Point. Being the builder and developer in this role gives us a sense of responsibility to our customer that we don't say one thing and deliver another. It's really important to me that what you see in the renders, what you see in the brochures is what is being delivered. And it was one of the things that I liked about our relationship with Cottee Parker, that they knew we weren't going to get to the end of this conceptual phase and then come through and do a whole range of value management exercises to cut the costs out for the building. We were there at the start of the journey with them, and we walked through each phase as that concept evolved. And that gave us all the surety that what was being proposed was actually going to be delivered to the customer.
So the architecture has some really unique features. There's a teardrop shape, which is very graphic around the podium, and that's very sort of eye-catching. It also captures the greenery, which cascades over the podium. So it's beautiful oasis, really, that's created on the ground floor plane. The entry is set back off the street, so you come through this sort of porte cochère. So it's got this very sort of elegant, elevated entry experience. So you always want to create a home in the sky when you're doing an apartment. And we think from the inside out. We think about what it feels like to live in that space and all of those things that you would want in your own home. So you want natural light, cross ventilation. You don't want to hear your neighbours. You want amazing amenity. I mean, that's why people move to apartments in the first place. We have a beautiful pool, spa, steam and sauna room. You've got a private dining space. You've got a little business lounge. You've got all of these fantastic amenities, and you've also got your own home. So we're really excited to start work on this project. It's a really special site. It's long and narrow, which means that we've got all of this beautiful natural light and views for most of the apartments in the tower. We've maximised the amount of space used on the site, so we get these really, really generous floor plans. There's slight curvature to that, which is responding to the coastal context, but it's quite refined as well. So it has sort of almost an urban sophistication, but it's got that coastal element of curving forms. So when we were thinking about the material palette for Lumara, we were playing with cream and bronze tones, and we were doing it in a way that we stacked sort of vertically through the building, but also within each of the apartments. So the amenities and the ground floor have this lovely warm cocoon of timber and bronze tones that really sort of help you relax. And then when you go up into the building and into your own apartment, it's a bit lighter and brighter, and you kind of get this amazing view. There's two really impressive apartments in this development. The first one is the one that's adjacent to the amenities. It's a double-storey apartment with its own internal staircase. Joy of that one is the lower level has these really, really high ceilings, like 4.5 metre ceilings, which is really unique for the Gold Coast apartment landscape. The other one, which is fantastic, is the penthouse, which is a 2-floor penthouse. The bottom level is all living, dining, kitchen area with the rest of the apartment on that level. On the upper level of the penthouse has its own pool. You walk out through your own private wellness area, your own steam sauna, and then it has a hot spa and pool on that deck as well.
The tagline we put for Lumara was a life lit by quality, and that's really about the connection to us as builders, and we take real pride in our skills and the craftsmanship of these projects. It's something that stays with us as a legacy, and we want that legacy to be cherished, we want that legacy to be revered, that our building role in this development is equally as important as our development role.